All right, welcome back to another 2021 MLB Draft Show. Tonight we've got another Florida Gator commit. We've got Spruce Creek's own Corey Robinson. Corey, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. Glad to have you, Corey. Well, let's just jump right into this, man. Let me just ask you about how your 2021 has been going for you so far. You've been a month into the season, 2 months into the season now. You've played in a few showcases against some of the best teams in the country, or in the state at least. And just tell me a little bit of how it's been going for you so far.
It's been great. I'm happy. I feel great. My game's coming together. I've been having every aspect in the game that I wanted to work on improved. So 2021's been a big jump for me.
Speaking about your game and the things that you've been working to improve, can you kind of describe yourself to the viewers in terms of the type of ball player that you are?
I'd say I like to kind of make havoc for another team.
Nice.
If you let me get on base, I'm going to take second. I'm going to take third. And I can also drive it in the gaps, so don't make a mistake. But not only on offense, I want to make a play on defense too. My dad always says, even if you're not having your best day at the plate, make a statement. Make someone go, wow, that guy helped his team win today. And that's my goal as a player.
Absolutely. Well, you're saying you've improved some things over the last year, and you came out last summer at PG National and really stood out and kind of really put your name out there as one of the top tier talents in the country. But what I've seen this spring is a whole different player. You've added some muscle, you've added some strength, and your swing looks a little bit different. You've kind of like toned down the leg kick a little bit. It's a lot slimmer now, and you're getting to the ball a lot quicker. What do you think that's really done for your game this spring so far?
That's improved it a lot. I kind of owe Matt Cleveland. He was with Miami. He's our new coach at Spruce Creek this year, and he implemented a lot of that into my swing, kind of cut it down, get the foot down, be on time, attack the baseball. A big thing with the leg kick was it's hard to be on time. You have to be perfect. And with the kind of player I am, I don't want to have to be perfect every time, get my foot down and just hit the baseball hard and make the defense make a play.
Sounds like you have a pretty good niche kind of carved out for yourself, and you have a pretty good feel for the type of player that you are. But in talking with others that know the game, that have watched the game for a long time, what sort of comparisons do you get in terms of, who you look like that maybe plays in the big leagues or used to play in the big leagues?
Honestly, I don't even know. I know for myself, I have players I want to be like. I think Mookie Betts is a super athletic player. He's very quick twitch. I love the way he plays the game. I love the way he plays the game. He's big. He's been big the last couple of years, making a statement. And just they leave it all on the field and very similar. Quick twitch players.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we talked about it a little bit before we got started here tonight, but you played last year with Zach Veen, or maybe a couple of last years with Veen. And just talk to me a little bit about playing next to somebody like that, really somebody you can model your game after, seeing you as a top 10 pick in the draft last year, and somebody that you can really just look up to going forward as somebody you can build a relationship with.
Right. So I never knew Veen before last year. And then when I started playing with him and played the outfield with him, I talked a lot about baseball approach at the plate, what's your plan, learning pitchers' tendencies, knowing what's coming. And that's a big thing I've worked on this spring is, I'm watching the pitcher. I want to see how he treats batters. What's he do when he gets down? What's he do when he misses somewhere? There's all kind of things. And Veen's not even a big speed guy, but he'll take bases. He knows how to steal. He knows how to look for these things in pitchers. And that's probably the biggest thing I picked up from him as a player playing next to him.
Awesome.
Hey, Corey, at some of these different events that you played last year, I'm sure that you were able to kind of integrate some tech into your game. Do you like to get on hit tracks? Do you like to get on Rapsodo and kind of, measure out where you're at?
Yeah, I've always liked kind of seeing the results, what I'm doing, exit velo. Because when it feels good, you want to know where you're at. And I can tell a lot when I'm driving the ball to right center, exit velos. I'm not just slapping it. I'm crushing it that way.
Yeah.
That'll tell you a lot about your swing.
Yeah, your exit velo, I think, jumped, 10 or 12 miles an hour since last summer, at least. Since what I've seen this spring and what we've measured out, which is ridiculous. But talk to me a little about your recruitment to Florida. You're part of one of the best classes in the country next year. Your talent level going there is really ridiculous. Just talk to me about how that came about and what it's like to be a part of that class.
It's awesome, man. So last summer I played with 6 or 7 other Florida commits, and I mean I love these dudes. They're awesome guys. Every single one of them, great head on their shoulders, great ball players, and there's no one I'd rather play with. I think it'd be awesome. Go to Florida, get on campus with these guys because I think we could do something really special. I mean, that was the biggest thing for me. Was I played with them this summer, and I was like, dude, I'm just gonna keep playing with them. There's no point.
Why would I go anywhere else? You know?
Yeah. On the Florida thing, did you with the COVID shortened season last summer? Did you get a chance to visit? Did you get a chance to kind of meet Judd, meet Jacob Young, meet any of those guys, and introduce yourself?
So Judd Fabian played with the Scorpions when I was a freshman, and I got to train with him a little bit. I played with his brother Derek. He's also a great ball player, so I got to be around him a little bit. But other than him, I don't know much of the guys. It kind of sucks with COVID. We haven't been able to get up there and like go to games, and I mean it is what it is. But I've seen the campus; it's nice. The new stadium's awesome.
Yeah, easy selling point, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Well, playing in Florida, you're playing probably against the best talent in the country every night of the week, it seems like. Is there any pitchers that's really stood out for you over, let's say, the last year that's really given you a tough at-bat that you can remember, if anybody?
So, hero, my boy Andy Painter. So we went back and forth, and he's an awesome player. It's going to be fun scrimmaging him over there. I mean,
absolutely.
But we always battled. And I ended up walking on him, and I was walking down to first base, and he just looked at me. He's like, "How did you take that curveball?" I was like, "Man, don't ask me."
I don't say curveball, bro.
Say freaking fastball.
Now, well, what about, let's flip the switch a little bit. What about on the other side? What about hitters? Are there guys that have stood out for you over the last, 18 months as being supremely talented for their class?
I kind of stay in my own world in baseball here. Like, everything's here. As far as high school guys go, I've got my boys at Florida. They all crush it. I know Jake Fox. He's an awesome ball player. I love his swing. He's amazing. But as far as hitters, I mean, I only got great things to say about the guys I'm going to school with because that's how I played with, and those are the guys I watch, and I mean, they all crush it.
Love to hear that.
Good answer.
Love to hear it. Well, one thing about you I've noticed over the past year is any big event, you're going to stand out. You're going to make sure your name is known. You mentioned that earlier in the interview, but PG National, the UBC last year, whether it's the preseason tournament this year, do you feel like you need to play at a different level when you're playing against these top tier talents, or do you feel like you play the same way every night of the week?
I've got to play the same night every game of the week. I'm always planning, approaching, having a plan at the plate. I think sometimes it's easier at these bigger events because, I'm looking at these guys, I'm seeing video, I kind of know what they're doing. I've seen them before. Sometimes in high school, they roll out a guy that's like 88 to 87 you've never heard of, and kind of just comes out funky and kind of weird. But like every time I face big time arms, I've had great coaches by me that we'll go get on the machine, have it throw a 98, and then he'll be 5 feet away and he'll flip curveballs and fastballs, and you don't know what's coming, and you got to react. So I've just had a lot of really good people around me to help me prepare for big arms, and I feel like that's prepared me.
Yeah, that next level stuff right there, that's going to help you so much. Yeah.
You sound prepared, Corey, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, I got one last question for you, and then we can hit you with a curveball. I know you don't like sitting on curveballs. So my question would be, back in December and January when you had all your Zoom interviews introducing yourself to some of these area scouts and organizations, what was the most surprising question that you got? What was the strangest question that you got?
I don't know if there was too many surprising ones. It's a lot about baseball. And I'd say the hardest one for me was, what do you like to do besides baseball? And I was like, well, I started golfing for the first time like 3 months ago. Other than that, this is all
baseball.
How's that going for you? Because I played baseball growing up, and then I made the switch to golf. Man, they're similar, but it really does not set you out on the right path for golf.
I can't stop slicing it. I've been
Yep.
trying.
Yep.
I love that.
A story all too familiar. Well, Corey, man, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. I think I speak for Ian when I say we're both really rooting for you. And if you make it to the University of Florida, I'm sure you're going to be an extremely high pick in 3 years. But if you're, if you end up going to the big leagues this year, we're going to be rooting for you from the very get-go. So, Corey, thank you again for hopping on the show with us, and we'll talk to you again soon. Okay, man?
Awesome, guys. Thank you.